Right, so hello everyone. Back today finally to do an ASMR video. I haven't been doing ASMR videos for ages. Been doing lots of pop collections and geeky unboxings and stuff, but I haven't got around to doing an ASMR video. And I want to flip through this because this is something that is really dear to my heart, I guess, something that's been really important to me all summer, and it's the GoGoDragons in Norwich. And what it was 84 dragon sculptures that were all decorated and all on a trail around the city. Now, previous years they did, I think in 2008 they did Go Elephants, and in 2013 they did GoGo Gorillas. And basically at the end, I think they were there from the beginning of June until the 5th of September. And then at the end of the time, they're taken away, they're freshened up, and then they are auctioned off for this charity for Break. And Break helps young children and teenagers, so people that have got maybe problems at home, learning problems, behavioural problems. They help them and they help the families. And it's a really, really good charity. And so I can't remember, I think Elephants wasn't for Break. Elephants was for Click, I think, which I can't quite remember what Click does, but I think that was for Click. GoGo Gorillas was for Break, and that raised about 270,000 in 2013. So there was more. There was 53 or 54 gorillas, and there was a lot more dragons. There was 84, but 2 weren't auctioned off at this auction. One was made by the children of Break, so they kept their dragon. And then there was something called Dueling Dragons, which was more like an installation that was done by the Norwich Salvage Yard, and that was auctioned off on eBay in 3 separate pieces, because there was like 2 big dragons and there's a big castle, and that made about £5,000, but that was auctioned off quite a long while before this. So yeah, so anyway, let's get started and I'll show you. I wanted to do this mainly because the pages sound really nice, and secondly because, as you can see, the pictures are just wonderful, and I shall point out some of my favourites as we're going through. So it says, "Thank you for following GoGoDragons in Norwich this summer. If you'd like to own one of these truly stunning sculptures, we will be bringing 82 of the GoGoDragons to the Forum Norwich on October the 1st. Along with Mike Sarsons of TW Gaze, we'll be auctioning them off, so you can have a balcony dining ticket or a reception ticket." So they sold out quite quickly, and this is just the running time. So Jake Humphreys being their patron, Break's patron. So yeah, let's get going. So it's a bit more information. Words from Jake. I would read some of this, but because I'm trying to do this through my camera, I can't actually, without sort of moving the camera at some really wappy angle, I can't really read as well. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to flip through and do a bit of commentary, which as a rule isn't the kind of ASMR I like. I prefer people to read articles, but my setup is just me holding my camera in my hand, or my phone in my hand, so it's not particularly brilliant. So yeah. So yeah, there's one of the gorillas from 2 years ago. That was one done like the cyclist Bradley Wiggins, and then there's some other ones. So I can't remember what this one was called. Super Grill or something. And there's just some pictures here of different places. So I think Southampton did rhinos. I'm not quite sure who did the giraffes, but this is obviously this charity, Wild and Art, who support this kind of projects, and like bring art to the public and bring art to people. So yeah. I'm hoping you can hear this alright, because I'm kind of having to hold my camera, and I'm hoping I'm not blocking this microphone. So It just tells you a little bit about the dragons and the pictures from all the different angles. So this is the rise and demise of the dinosaur. So one side was the rise and the other side was obviously the demise. It tells you the artist was Will Adams and who it was sponsored by. So it was sponsored by Dinosaur Adventure, which is a dinosaur park in Norwich. So then you've got this next one, which is McFly, which obviously is based on Back to the Future films and Marty McFly. And that is Aspiration Europe was their sponsor, and Susie Ovens was the creator. And you've got Sunbeam. I can't remember some of the prices these went for. I should have had a list so I could tell you the prices. I think Sunbeam went for about £5,000. So this is Zing Insights, and Raymond Noakes is the creator. They've got their Twitter accounts. It's quite fun. I'm not on Twitter, but it's quite fun to read the dragon tweets. Some of the artists or whoever's doing the pages is taking it very seriously. And this one is Ascalon. I can't pronounce some of the names. And this is the Alan Boswell Group, who are an insurance broker in Norwich. And it's Kate Munro. She does quite a lot of them. I think she did one of the elephants, which was like a mosaic, and that went for £25,000. That's the most expensive elephant that got sold. So then you've got Gorgeous George, the Beast of Beeston, and that's the Beeston Group. He's done like a Union Jack, and it's pretty cool. And that's Samuel Thomas that did that one. Then you've got Norwich Twilight, which I don't know if you can see. You probably can't. Yeah, it's like the Castle Mall. There's an owl there. So I think the cathedral's on here somewhere. So it's all the different things in Norwich, obviously in the Twilight with the owl. He's got a star for an eye. And that's Norwich Bid. And it's Philip Daniels who did that one. He does a lot. I think he's done about 2, maybe 3, just in this campaign. So yeah. Next one is Bling. Oh, Bling was one of my favourites. Bling was adorable. It's TW Gaze. So that is actually sponsored by the auctioneer, which is pretty cool. And that's Martin Wall. And I don't know if you can see. I think you can. It's all rhinestones. I think there's something like 7,700 rhinestones on Bling. Just amazing. Oh dear, we're already up to 7.5 minutes. This may have to be a 2-part video because, as you can see, there's a lot of dragons to go. So this one's Child's Play. This one was in Gerald's, which I guess is a local equivalent to something like John Lewis or Debenhams. It's a departmental store. That was by Sophie Green, and it's really cool because if you look, it's all old toys, Furbies, Etch-a-Sketch, Paddington, Mousetrap, Mr. Potato Head, Space Hopper. So cool. Slinky. So it's all, I don't know if I can get in close enough, but you can't really see. Etch-a-Sketch has actually got a picture of a dragon on. So the next one is Sabre. Again, that one's sponsored by the Alan Boswell Group. And that was Maz Jackson with Heart. So that's Hope, Art and Recovering Together. Did I tell you who this one was by? Sarah Green, I think I did actually. Flambeau. It's like flames and different things. And that is Norwich Gas Centre, and it's Kat Finlayson. So these were spread all about the city. Even some of them were so, because normally they, in previous years they've had them right in the centre, maybe a few down on Thank Road, so a little way out the city. But this year we had to get a bus to see some of them. Well, you could have walked, I suppose, but I think it was about a 10-15 mile round trip to see them all and incorporate them all on foot. So me and my parents went on the Dragon Wagon, as they called it, to go and see the ones. There were some at the airport, there were some at a motor group, some at one of the out of the city eateries. So it's pretty. I think I went up to Norwich. I don't live in Norwich anymore. It's obviously where I'm from, that area. But I don't live in Norwich anymore. I came down from Cambridgeshire. I think it was maybe 4, possibly 5 times. I know I came down on last Wednesday. I had day off work to go Wednesday because it was their final send-off in the Forum. And I went to see them there. That was pretty special. All 84 of them to go. All 83, because obviously the installation wasn't there. But all 83 of them together. Right, so this one is Dragon Heart of Norfolk, and this one's beautiful. I don't know if I can get in close enough to see, but it's all Norwich scapes and Norfolk scapes and village signs and different things. So you've got Carrow Road mentioned there. That's the Market Square in Wyndham. What else can you see on here? Obviously Blakeney and the seals there. The Swallowtail Butterfly. Different things. This is Store Heroa, and she's all butterflies, and different greenery and stuff. Oh, I don't think I told you on this one. This one was APR Telecoms, and the artist was Teresa Hill. And this one is the Norse group, and it's Alex Egan. And then we've got Webby, which is Webster's, and it's Beverly Jean Collardine. I don't think I can get you in close enough on this one. This is all delicate line drawings again, all delicate line drawings of Norfolk and Norwich things. So intricate, such a clever woman to do this. And then next we've got, my focus seems to keep going, Queen of Norwich, which was sponsored by Chapelfields, Into Chapelfields, which is the shopping centre in Norwich. And this was ERMCIC with SADACC. And this was working with Asian arts and Asian artists. And it's actually based, I seem to recall, what does it say there? It's based on truck designs in Asia or something, which is pretty cool. Here we go, Pakistani truck art. So I don't think, well, some of them have been done by actual proper artists. I think some of them were like given out to the community. So while some of them, the art's like as intricate as Webby, others, the art's more, not quite as intricate, and a little bit more rough, should be kind of, not rough, that's the wrong word, less professional. But she's very pretty, I like her, she's quite sparkly and quite eye-catching. Then we've got GoGo Madder. I have a story about GoGo Madder. GoGo Madder went for 3,400, I believe. Or was it 4,000? 4,400, sorry. And it's obviously meant to be Shakespeare. It's outside the Madder Market. Well, you can see it's sponsored by the Madder Market Theatre. And it was outside the Madder Market Theatre. It's got all films from plays and different things. And when we were out looking, the chap from the Madder Market was outside. He was saying he thought that the Globe might buy it in London, and they'd been down to see it. And anyway, as it turns out, it was bought by 2 people that run one of the opticians in Norwich, and they've actually given it back to the Madder Market. So this dragon is actually going home. He's going back to live at the Madder Market. So it's really cool. Really cool. It's nice. It's not, because it is such a specific to the Madder Market. It's nice that it's going back to where it came from. They did expect this one to go for a bit more. I was a bit shocked this didn't go for quite a lot more money, because as you can see, the designs are really intricate and really well designed. But yeah, it's nice that someone did something so generous as to spend nearly £4,500 to give back to the community. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And that's John Stokes who did that one. I think I may do maybe 20 or 24. So yeah, I'll do a few more, and then maybe if I don't get through them all, and you do enjoy this, you can leave me a message and I can do a part 2. Obviously, if you don't enjoy it, I shan't do a part 2. But yeah, so this is Steggles Lana that did this one. Claire Francis Smith, Bradley Took, and Claire Gates, and this is GoGo Steggles. If you look at GoGo Steggles, I don't know, you can see that it's all fish, it's all goldfish and different fish. Next we've got Argan, and Argan is all pieces of I think it's plates and bottles and stuff, probably says in this description actually. Argan was inspired by the stained glass windows seen in churches across Norfolk. So yeah, I think it's pieces of glass, pieces of plate. I think he went for about £4,000. And he was sponsored by Gasway. And he is by ERMCIC. With the Common Room Collective. I don't know what the Common Room Collective is. It doesn't say. I should have probably found that out before I did this video. But the next one is probably the one I like the least. It's Maestro. And it's all famous composers with various things that they're famous for, which I don't really understand. So that one, whoever that is, has got a boat on his head. One's got things coming out of his beard. That one there, I don't know if you can see it. I think it's people like Vivaldi and Tchaikovsky and Beethoven and stuff like that, but I'm not really into all that kind of stuff. Why won't you focus? So this is Nuture Financial Planning Limited, Jim Gorham with the Wharf Academy. And I don't know if you've noticed as we've been going through, some of them have pink numbers and some of them have purple numbers. The ones with purple numbers mean they're at a heritage site, so things like Dragon Hall, the castle, different things like that. So that's what the different colours means, if you've noticed. Then you've got Gloria, the garden dragon. She's really pretty. She's all flowers and birds and different things. I actually saw an article on Facebook about Gloria, because she was, doesn't actually say in here where their locations were, but because she was at a church, she actually got involved in a wedding. People got married, a couple of people got married during the time she was out, and there was pictures of them all with her, basically as the flower girl, which is kind of cool. So it's in Norwich Over the Water Group, and it was Joe Kane. And then you've got Wellington, it's Brown and Co. and Hilary Sanderson. He was really cool, this one, because he was a little bit of a game for the kids. I don't know if you can see, but he is literally covered in little ladybugs, covered in them. And there's a little competition running for the kids as to how many was on him. So there's obviously various things. There's birds, and there's a worm and an apple there, snails. Really vibrant and really pretty. Really like that one a lot. So then next we've got No Ordinary Dragon, which was sponsored by Jane Austen College. And it was, the artist was a Jane Austen College. I believe Jane Austen College is a free school. Free schools are state schools for students of all abilities, and they are set up in response to what local people said they want and need to improve education for children in their community. Parental demand for the Jane Austen College has been very high, and we are committed to meeting the demands and providing an excellent new school. We have worked with families and local communities from the start to make the Jane Austen College an excellent choice for young people of Norwich, and will continue to work closely with parents. It's essential that educational standards in Norwich are improved, and we take our responsibility to support rising standards in education very seriously. It is what our young people deserve. So it's basically just a state school, just a free school. That's pretty cool. And No Ordinary Dragon has got, it's by Year 7 pupils, and it's got Shakespeare and Eliot and different quotes on him. I don't know if you're able to see. You probably can't because it's not focusing. But yeah, on his legs he's got all different writing from different books and stuff. And then next we have Sprite Snap. And that's by Coleman's Opticians. Now Coleman's Opticians, I believe, are the ones that bought GoGo Madder for the Mad Market Theatre. And that's by Beverly Jean can't say her name. Coraldine. It's Coraldine. Why can't I say that? And it's based upon the books by Sheridan Wynne. If you look at Sprite Snap closely, you can see that 8 of the... God, I can't read apparently. When you look at Sprite Snap closely, you can see that each of the 8 Sprite sister novels are represented in a unique way. Now there are lots of interesting object animals and maps. Can you find the hamster? Didn't notice that when I was looking. Can't find the hamster on the pictures I've got. Maybe it's in the towel in here. So then we've got this one that was outside the city. This one was at the airport, which is why it was probably sponsored by the international airport. And this was Paul Jackson. So this is all the places that you can travel to from Norwich Airport. So I'm guessing with that windmill there, I'm guessing this windmill here, I'm guessing that's Amsterdam. I'm not very good at guessing where places are. So this one again, this one was at the airport as well. Almerton Field Study Centre was the sponsor, and the artist is Hazel Ashley. This is just a day at the seaside, Norfolk seaside, which is quite cool. People are having a lovely time enjoying themselves. The inspiration for my drag came to me after living and working on the Norfolk coast for over 30 years, seeing people of all ages enjoy themselves with various activities in and on the sea, on the beach, and in and around the countryside. It's all about whatever age you are, you can still enjoy yourself and have fun on our Norfolk coast. The main colour on my dragon is yellow, represented the sun and sand, a very uplifting colour made to make everyone feel smiley and happy. From was sponsored by Dingwall's Motor Group, and it was this location was Dingwall's Motor Group, so that was outside the city as well. And it was Matt Reeve, and if you look, he's got a saddle and harness. I think he made about £5,000. And this is, I don't know if I'm going to say this, the Dragtabulous Dolores, which is, he is a drag queen dragon. His headdress on and his over-the-top makeup. His high heels at the back. Or she, should I say. And this is Holiday Inn, Norwich North. And this was based in Holiday Inn as well. This was in their foyer. He's an utterly fabulous drag queen dragon with a big sense of humour and a bigger heart and an even bigger wardrobe. Okay, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to stop Spidey. This one's obviously based on Spider-Man with his Spidey senses. And this was also by, is this one by? No, it's by Sally Adams. We've seen Hilary Sanderson before, but this one's by Hilary Sanderson, and it was sponsored by and based at Hollywood Cinemas. So I'm guessing it's has Spidey had a blue and yellow suit? I can't remember. I think he might have done, but if not, I'm guessing that's to do with copyright, the reason it had to be different colours. And then you've got Fun Square, probably one of the ones I like the least as well, because it kind of didn't really look like a dragon after they'd painted it. And this was Anglia Square Shopping Centre, which is also where it was based, and it was by Laura Moore. I designed this dragon thinking I wanted to do something bright, fun and eye-catching. That would be particularly child-friendly. I was inspired by working within a school, my love of working with children, and the city I live in. But she could have done with paint. This one's one that went for the least. It went for 2,100. She could have done with just painting some of the features of the dragon in. Not that I can talk, not that I can paint anything, apart from my nails, but she could have done with just painting, rather than losing all the dragon features, she could have done with just at least painting his face in, I think. So we've got Draco, which is just a night scene, as you can see. And he is chill driving tuition. He was based down towards Anglia Square. I mean, telling you these places, but unless you're from Norwich or Norfolk, you're not going to have a clue, I wouldn't have thought, unless you've been here regularly. Especially any viewers in the States or other countries, they're not going to have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. And that was by Ilona. I don't know. Clark. Draco meaning dragon in Latin. This one's brilliant. I love this one. GoGo Horatio, which is obviously Horatio Nelson, who is known for being from Norfolk. Lord Nelson, from Cambridge, I believe. Oh, not Cambridge. What am I talking about? I'm from Cambridge. From Thetford. So this was Signs Express. And this is Ryan Newell created this one. I found the Lord Nelson exhibition in the forum very inspiring and was amused by stories such as him ignoring orders by holding up a telescope to his blind eye and stating, "I really do not see that signal," and continuing to battle. An inspirational leader with a superb grasp of strategy and unconventional tactics, a great hero to Norfolk and Britain. A special thank you to Super Dave Randall for all the help with the hat. So yeah, he's pretty cool. I think he made about £5,000. Okay. And we've got Steam, the Clockwork Dragon. Pretty self-explanatory what he's all about. And he is Product Resolutions, Mick Richardson. He does a lot. I think he did 3 in this. I think this is the first one of his we've encountered, but he did 3 in this. He's obviously made of clockwork and various pulleys and stuff. Crypto. So he was sponsored by Chapel Fields. Crypto is inspired by the myth of the pocket thought dragon, who is said to have lived in the crypt of St James's Church, which houses the puppet theatre and the art of puppetry. Inside his middle is a mini dragon based on Snap, a medieval dragon famous for appearing in the Lord Mayor's Parade every year. The building is represented through the use of flint work in the design. Oakley, who obviously looks like a tree. Joinery Yard. And it's Mandy Pope. I love him. He really does look like a tree. He looks like he's been carved out of wood. I think he made about £3,200. So then we've got Drusilla Dragon, Butcher Andrews, Julia Allen. So it shows the Norfolk skies and different Norfolky things, Norfolk Broads. Beautiful swallowtail butterfly. I say beautiful, but I can't actually stand butterflies. They're alright when they're painted on like that or when they're behind glass and away from me, but if they came and sat on the face, I wouldn't like it very much. Oh, this one was really pointless. I didn't see the point of this. This one is sponsored by Fatso's, which is a restaurant in Norwich, and it's by Devon Burke. And they really did lose the point. It's an eagle. They've totally got rid of the dragon head and just put on an eagle. This one made the least. This one made £2,000. So I think people agreed with me that it was a little bit pointless. It says here, I get to focus. Dragle is inspired by the national bird of America, the bald eagle. With stars and stripes on his wings, he flies over Norwich, keeping his beady eye on all the other dragons whilst you sleep before returning to his perch at Fatso's. Yeah, really defeats the object of having dragons, but there we go. And this one was probably, I have about 3 favourites, and I think Stormy was one of my favourites. So this is Stormy. This is Castle Carvery, which is again where it was located. The other one, this one was located at Fatso's. And this was by Mandy Pope again. And it's obviously a stormtrooper with a small head, which is pretty cool. And I don't know if you can see, he's even got a gun. So yeah, he was one of my favourites. He's pretty cool. Birdie, which is sponsored by Smart Shop, and Alex Egan again. And I don't know why this camera's refusing to focus, but this is all covered in birds you'd see in Norfolk. So the heron here, whoops, can't see what I'm pointing, heron, various different ones. And this is Raptor's Fire, sorry. So he looks like flames. He went about £7,000, I believe. And that's Jessica Copping. And it's Cooks, Blinds and Shutters. Daisy the dragon. You can probably see why she's called Daisy. She had like glittery stuff on her as well. She had like glitter around the flowers and stuff. And that's Copy IT Digital Solutions. And it's Bridget Parsons. The inspiration for my dragon is nature and the natural environment. Hedgerows are an essential feature of the landscape, home to flora and fauna. Over many years I have painted and crafted on many different surfaces. I have fulfilled commissions including book illustrations, a mural, a Go elephant and a GoGo gorilla. So she's been involved in the whole thing. She's been involved in all the projects, as is, I think Phil Daniels has, so has Mick Richardson. So yeah. And this was sponsored by Norwich School, and it was also created by Norwich School. This one was quite pretty, but it's a bit of a bland one. It's got that kind of Monet brushstroke to it. And Norvica Sapphire, meaning fiery one, is the latest addition to the Norwich School community in Cathedral Close. Saphinia's coat of more than 1,000 scales was created using fingerprints of the pupils and teachers at the school. Each unique print represents a pupil and their individual achievement and talents amongst the wider collective of the school. You see, that's quite bland, but it's quite nice. It is quite a nice little thing. The kids got involved, and yeah, that's quite cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to Caval. So Caval was sponsored by Almery Green Aspiration Europe and Samuel Thomas. That wasn't created, it was sponsored by Almery Green and Aspiration Europe, and it was created by Samuel Thomas. So it's got the train, the daffodils, it's like a bit psychedelic, very pretty. And they were doing mini ones of some of the dragons, and this was one of the ones they were doing a mini one of, and I actually bought this for my parents for their birthdays combined. And it's got Norwich Cathedral. I don't know if you can see that because it's not focusing, but there's Norwich Cathedral. And then here is the beach huts. You get it like Cromer. And then what's the last one we'll do, because we're pretty much we're just over halfway through, but we'll do this one. And this is GoGo Mosaic. And this was Leathers Prior Solicitors. And it's Carolyn Ash. And this one is all mirrors and different things, and this is the one that actually made the most. This one went for £25,000. This one went for an awful lot of money. And it says here, GoGo Mosaic is being decorated using a surprising variety of materials. The artist Carolyn Ash makes the most of recycling by taking broken pieces of mirror, brooches, crockery, house signs and commemorative pieces and turning them into unique pieces. They use the word pieces far too many times there. So yeah, this one was so sparkly. He's not getting a true representation from the picture, but it was so sparkly. When I went up to Norwich and I saw this one, the sun was out, and it was just beautiful, so beautiful. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there.